So away we go. When x, this is if x is greater than y, and this is if x is less than or equal to y. Okay, so 12 is, there's our x position and our y position. 12 is greater than 6. So we're going to use this recursive definition, okay? Which, and by the way, no shortcuts allowed. You write out every detail. You do not leave any steps in your head. You write them out, or I put a big X on your whole block of writing. All right? Is that recording, actually? I hit record, but I can't see if it's, it is recording. Good. All right. So, so we got f of 12 minus 6. What I'm saying is, comma, y is 6, so we got 6 minus 1, and then plus 2 equal. What I'm saying is, hear me on this, because I'm going to be very strict on this. Do not do this 12 minus 6 in your head. Don't just write a 6 here and write a 5 here. That's what most of you are going to want to do, because you want to run through them quickly and all of that. But it opens up way too, trust me on this, it opens up way too many possibilities for careless errors. So, write it out. We're going horizontally here until we have to recurse. Now we can write the 6 and the 5. So this is now equal to f of 6, comma, 5, close, plus 2 equal, we don't know. Question mark. We're going to have to come back to it, because here's where in the computer would stop and make a function call to a recursive function. It's going to go back and make this function call over again, but with new data. It's creating a new stack. Okay, so we have to come down here vertically and draw it out. And that's what I require you to do. You have to, this right here is a temporary stopping point. We can't keep going, this whole thing really. Actually, it's this part that's stopping us. Now, when it comes back, we'll continue over there. We'll extend it a little further towards the t-shirt that's hanging over there. Okay, but we're not ready to do that now, and neither is the computer. So we come down here and we say f of 6, 5. We need a definition for x of 6, 5. That was our stopping point, and we cannot continue and add the plus 2. We can't do that until we know what f of 6, 5 comes to. Okay, and that will come later. That will come later, and it works the same way in a computer. Okay, so f of 6, 5 equal, well, come to the function definition. Is x greater than y, or is x less than or equal y? Are we ready for the base case? We're not, are we? 6 is greater than 5, which means we're going to recurse again. Okay, so f of 6, 5 equal f of 6 minus 5. You must write that out. Don't do it in your head. Comma, 5 minus 1. By the way, shout out if you see me make a mistake. Plus 2 equal f of 1, comma, 4 plus 2 equal, we don't know. I'm putting a question mark there because we have to recurse again. We have to create another recursive memory stack. And we're doing it with f of 1, 4. That's what's holding up the process of this function. So this function stalls to call another function, which is the same function but with new data. Now what's that new data? The 1 and the 4. F of 1, 4 equal, come over here, by definition, x is now less than y. Okay, so we're going to use the base case part of the definition on this function call. So we've got f of 1, 4 equal 1 plus 4. Do not write a 5. Write out 1 plus 4, or I will put a big X on your work. Well, I don't know if I can do that physically, but I will at least put a note saying, nope, do it over. Equal, now I can put 5. But this is not the answer to the problem. This is not the answer to the problem. This is not the end of the problem. Remember I told you the end of the problem is going to be up here somewhere. up on top to the right. But we're not there. Okay? What is 5? Everybody listen. What is 5 the answer to? It's not the answer to the problem. We want f of 12.6, and we will not be done with this problem until we have f of 12.6. But what is 5 the answer to?
F of 1,4.
F of 1,4. That's what that is the answer to. Which means, watch, don't miss this. If you miss this, you're missing a very important piece. You can take the 5 and substitute it. This is what's happening. This is where the memory stack is being released because the function is done with that stack. Okay? And that 5 is, because it's the definition of f of 1,4, is being sent to where that function method was invoked, to where it was called. It is sending it to here and replacing this with that 5. So f of 1,4 in the previous memory stack now has the data, and I need to change colors here. I'm going from black to, let's try blue. And I'm going to erase this question mark here on the end of the f of 6,5 stack and replace it with f of 1,4 is, we now know to be a 5. So I write the 5 down, and then plus 2. Do not do that in your head. Do not write a, I will count it wrong if you write a 7 before you're supposed to. You were supposed to write f of 5 plus, or you're supposed to, not f of 5, but f of 1,4 becomes 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 equals 7. And what's 7 the answer to?
F of 6,5.
F of 6,5. 7 is the answer to f of 6,5. F of 6,5 was invoked up here in the first memory stack. So that 7 needs to go here. And it will send not just the 7, but also flow of control will be sent back to where it began. And this is where it began. So I can erase this question mark here where we've been paused, where our memory stack has been paused, and flow of control is being passed around. Well, now it's being passed back, and we're not going to have a stack overflow because these memory stacks are being cleared out for further usage. Okay? So f of 6,5 is 7, so I can write 7 plus 2 equal 9. And what is 9 the answer to?
F of 12.6.
Okay, I'm hoping I'm hearing different, like I heard three male voices for these last 3 questions. I hope I'm not getting the same person each time, but yes, that is the answer. It is 9 is the answer to the problem. F of 12.6. Now, my question to you, was that enough of a demo for you to, or do you need me to try and get going on this second problem? Okay, I'm seeing heads shake. I don't know whether you're saying, no, that's not enough, or yes, that's enough. Okay, let me ask the question. Was that enough for now? Okay, I understand. Instead of getting into this problem, maybe making you late for your next class, let me just go ahead and point out what the assignment is for you, okay? Well, it's there. I put it in Google Classroom. There's 6 problems, and you need to, what I want you to do, okay, I didn't do it, but I'm gonna do it for you right now, okay? So you don't lose points and you don't drive me nuts on your, what you would normally think of as scrap work, but where the part that I'm actually grading is probably gonna be on your notebook paper with lines or whatever. It doesn't have to be lined, but it might be convenient for you. You need the problem number. So I'm gonna say this was problem number 1. Okay? Are you listening? Because this is, I'm requiring this of you. The next thing you need to do is draw a line, a very clear line of demarcation. Okay, and maybe one before it, depending on if it's the top of the page or not. Make sure the page has your name and your group on it. So, you know, my name, my group, somewhere on the top of the page, right? But when you draw that line, then put the number of the next problem. And you're gonna have F of, F of, F of, F of. Number, final answer. Okay? Now, in the end, you always want to put your final answer on the worksheet. But I promise you, I'm not going to just look at the worksheet and what the answers are, because for the problem to be right, this has to be correct, this has to be correct, this has to be correct, this has to be correct. And then over here, this has to be correct, this has to be correct, this has to be correct, and of course the final answer has to be correct. And I will come through and go, check, or at least visually in my case, check, 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 bada boom, bada bing, they get full credit. Okay? And full credit includes this kind of detail. Do not leave it out, because these problems are painful to have to go back and try and figure out where they went wrong. Okay? When you leave stuff in your head, that's lots of room for careless error. We don't want that. Okay? So write those explicit details out and then do. Don't just skip this step and go to this. I know some of you are ignoring me on that, or you'll just forget, but I will definitely have ways of reminding you that I don't like it. You'd be like, oh, I thought I got them all. How did I only get 1 out of 6 right?